Hey everyone, Phil Davis from Ancestry Lands here. I wanted to welcome you to the channel and ask you a question. Have you ever walked through the produce aisle and thought, could I grow this myself? Well, you're right, and there's something satisfying about stepping into your own backyard and harvesting food that you grew with your own two hands. That self-sufficiency connects us to the land in a very powerful way. Let's be honest, the idea of tilling a massive garden with dealing with endless rows and spending your weekends weeding can feel a little overwhelming. I get it, you want a reward without breaking your back like a traditional farmer. But what if I told you there's a way to grow some delicious food, very nutritious, minimal space, and a little bit of effort? Today we're digging up some of the easiest, most brilliant methods for cultivating your own food. From crisp salad greens to hearty tubers, we're going to strip away all the complicated stuff and focus on what actually works for the modern homesteader. This isn't your grandpa's farming guide. It's about working smarter, not harder, and getting amazing results. And the star of today's show is surprisingly simple and too good to be true for any growing. We're going to build something called a potato tower, specifically for sweet potatoes, an engineering marvel for your garden. But we're going to break down the science, the build, and the harvest. So stick around because you're not going to want to miss this one. Remember, Ancestry Lands is where you can go get land to start your own potato tower. So let's get started. What in the world is a potato tower? Imagine you want to build a skyscraper, but instead of offices, each floor is prime real estate, a spot for growing tomatoes. That's essentially what we're doing here. A potato tower is a garden vertically, usually a cylinder made of wire mesh or wood, that you will fill with layers of soil and seed potatoes. As the potato plants grow upwards, you keep adding more soil, encouraging them to reproduce, more tubers all the way up the tower. It's a beautiful, simple, traditional way from growing the traditional horizontal potato patch on its side. The reason is it becomes so popular with people like us because it's a game changer for space. If you got a small patio, tiny backyard, or even just a sunny corner, you can still get a massive harvest. Instead of needing a huge plot of land to spread out, you just simply build upwards. It's an elegant piece of gardening engineering that maximizes your yield quickly. It's less digging, less weeding, and honestly, it really looks cool. It's an innovation meeting agriculture in your own backyard. Now, you can grow regular potatoes in there too as well. But today we're going to focus on sweet potatoes. That's the undisputed champion of the tower. And specifically purple sweet potatoes. Why? Well, first off, they're nutritional powerhouses. They're packed with vitamins, minerals, and anthocyanins, the same antioxidants found in blueberries, which are the ones that give them that purple color. It's a superfood you can grow yourself. They taste amazing, and I mean, who doesn't love a perfectly roasted sweet potato? It's nature's candy. The real reason they're perfect for the tower is that their growth habit. Sweet potatoes are actually vines. In a traditional gardens, the vines would spread out and take over everything. Much like a habitual line stepper, a house guest that puts their feet all over your furniture. It can easily cover up 10 feet of area in the tower, and we can contain that aggressive growth. The vines will cascade beautifully down the sides, creating this gorgeous living sculpture. The actual sweet potato production is happening neatly inside the tower. You get all the benefits of that vigorous growth without sacrificing your entire space. It's a perfect partnership. Okay, so now you've got the tower. Let's get your sweet potato slips, which are basically baby sweet potato plants. Now what? Caring is a thing that is surprisingly easy. Think of making a layered cake. You start with a few inches of good soil and compost at the bottom, place your first sweet potato slips around the edges, and cover them with more soil. As the vines grow up about a foot, you just repeat the process. It's that simple. Add another layer of soil, leaving the top leaves exposed. You do this until you reach the top of the tower. It's simple, repeatable process for watering. The key is consistency. Imagine your tower as a giant sponge. You want to keep it moist, but not overly waterlogged. A good rule of thumb is to water deeply once or twice a week. Make sure that the water penetrates all the way to the bottom. As for feeding, you're basically giving your plants a vitamin smoothie every few couple weeks. The balanced liquid fertilizer will do the trick. You're just creating the perfect 5-star environment for your sweet potatoes to grow, and floor by floor. Now, let's talk about the single most important ingredient for the entire project. It's something you can't buy at the hardware store: sunlight. Sweet potatoes are sun worshipers. They absolutely crave it. Think of them as like solar powered vegetable factories. The leaves are solar panels, and they need to soak up as much energy as possible to fuel the production of those delicious, savory, sweet tubers. Without enough sun, your factory is going to have a major power outage, and you'll end up with a tower full of beautiful leaves, but no potatoes, or maybe small ones. So when you're scouting a location for your tower, you need to make sure that you can find the area with at least 6 to 8 hours of direct sunlight, unfiltered, every day. Just like we feel better after getting a little sunshine, your plants need the same daily dose to be productive and happy. It's the engine that drives photosynthesis. Remember that from elementary school. So before you build anything, spend a day tracking where your sun goes across the property or your balcony, and you find the perfect area that gets the maximum amount of sun, and you've won half the battle. Now, let's talk about the dark side of the garden. The uninvited guests, the tiny villains in every story of a gardener, these pests. You could build the perfect tower, give it the best soil, find the best sunspot, but sooner or later, something's going to try to eat your plants. This is a problem. It's the great tragedy of trying to grow your own food. So, the moment you succeed, you hang a plant with a flashing light that says, "Come on and eat, here's a buffet," and every bug within a 3-mile radius wants a piece of it. Ain't that something? The common culprit for sweet potatoes are flea beetles and dreaded sweet potato weevils. Don't panic. This ain't a horror movie. It's definitely solvable. The first line of defense is you being out there checking on your garden daily. Look for holes or unwelcome critters. For most pests, a simple organic solution works wonders. Spray of neem oil or insecticide soap if you are okay with the chemical parts. Can be something to help your garden without harsh chemicals, right? You can also introduce ladybugs, which are superheroes of the garden. They feast on pests like aphids. So the key is early detection. Okay, let's get to the fun part, the build. I'm gonna show you how ridiculously easy and simple, it's affordable too, to build your own potato tower. You don't need a fancy workshop or a degree in engineering. You don't need that bullshit. The main component is rolling a wire fencing or hardware cloth, which you can find at any home improvement store. Hell, look on Facebook Marketplace. You'll need the zips, ties, or wire to fasten it together, and pair of wire cutters. It's pretty much it. You found half the materials lying around a homestead. You'll lay the wire fence out and decide on the diameter of your tower. It's about 2 to 3 feet is a great starting point. You just cut it to size, form a cylinder, and secure the seam with your zip ties, just to keep it together. It's the entire construction process, all right? You don't need to work for a construction company, all right? You can line the inside with cardboard or straw to help hold the soil in better. The point is, it's mostly accessible, a high reward DIY project that you can simply do. So why go through all this trouble to build a tower when you can just dig in a trench, you might ask? Plant your potatoes the old-fashioned way, right, Phil? Nah, it's a fair question, but traditional hilling method where you have to keep adding soil is not really good when you don't have a lot of space. And let's be honest, you can use the tower to eliminate the need for a lot of space. So there are other methods like growing potato in straw bales or fabric grow bags, which are great for their own reason. Each method has its pros and cons, but here's why the potato tower, especially for sweet potatoes, don't forget, is a clear winner for all of us. The space efficiency is unbeatable. You can get a big harvest, but you can use a little bit of space. Secondly, harvesting is a dream. Instead of digging around with a pitchfork or your hand stabbing half of your potatoes, you just tip the tower over at the end of the season and all the potatoes spill out like a treasure. It's clean, easy, and incredibly satisfying. The tower method solves the biggest problem of traditional garden space and labor and harvesting if you want to be serious about it. So there you have it, folks. It's the potato tower. It's not just a clever gardening hat, but it's a way that we can use in our modern environment to think about simple space, saving us time, money, and energy. And honestly, you can be more sufficient with life where you are. The satisfaction you'll feel when you harvest that first batch of perfectly homegrown sweet potatoes is something you can't buy. It's a connection with your food, your land, that is truly powerful, and how you start building a legacy of knowledge and skill that you can pass down. We believe in building a legacy at Ancestry Lands about what you grow in your soil, about the foundation that you lay for your future, about creating security, independence, and a lasting value for yourself and your family. That's why we're so passionate about sharing this kind of knowledge. Ancestry Lands is about promoting generational wealth through land ownership, financial awareness to empower people everywhere. Thanks for joining me today on this adventure of vertical gardening. I hope you're as excited as I am to go out and build your own potato tower. If you found this video helpful and want to see more content like this, please do us a huge favor and subscribe, like, and follow Ancestry Lands for more content that helps you build your legacy through land. That's it, folks. You can go to Ancestry Lands to start owning property today with payments starting at $250 a month, no credit checks, and owning land has never been easier. It's time to build your land portfolio one property at a time. We help you to get dollars from dirt and build generational wealth by owning small plots of affordable vacant land. Contact us to learn more. Oh, and speaking of dollars from dirt, I also wrote a book about investing in land for you readers out there. My book, Getting Dollars from Dirt, A Beginner's Guide to Vacant Land Investing, is on Amazon. The link is in the description section below. Inside, you'll learn simple, easy to read insights that will have you understanding why you should own land today. For more tips and tricks, subscribe for updates, comment below, and let us know what you enjoyed about this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
And remember, like and subscribe.